Good afternoon and welcome to Bulldog Update. This is the first episode of Bulldog Update, and I'm joined by UNC Asheville Director of Athletics, Janet Cohn. Janet, welcome. We look forward to this show and a chance to tell people about Bulldog Athletics. And first off, Janet, you start your 10th year here at UNC Asheville, and the show could take for 2 hours to tell about all you've accomplished, but what are you most proud of in these 10 years?
Well, Mike, first of all, I want to thank you and Matt for setting this up. I'm so glad that you're going to do these shows so people can hear more about UNC Asheville Bulldogs and our coaches, staff, and student athletes. So thanks to you. Second, to answer that question, as you know, Janet Cohn can't do anything by herself. And so any recognition or credit we get for anything we've done has been a real team effort. And one of the things I think that took just an enormous amount of teamwork is where we're sitting right
Absolutely.
now. The Wilma M. Sherrill Center with the Kimmel Arena in our background. You know, a lot of people worked on that, and that will always be one of the great accomplishments, not only for athletics, but our university, and particularly a way to show Wilma Sherrill's dedication and commitment to our community and the Bulldogs.
You know, the Wilma Sherrill Center that we're in, of course, houses Kimmel Arena. It's hard to believe that just 2 short years ago, we were preparing for that first game against North Carolina, November 13th, 2011. And Janet, just tell us a little about how much work went into planning that game.
Well, you know, once again, that was a team effort, and Chancellor Ponder and myself had an opportunity to meet with Roy Williams many years before the building was even finished. And, you know, he and Eddie had a great relationship too, and it was one of those kind of things that unfolded that we would have the opportunity to host Carolina here on our campus. And then, you know, sometimes you have these great thoughts, but then it takes people behind the scenes really working on it, people like you and obviously our coaches being involved and our marketing and communications. So a great team effort. And you know, one thing we always have to point out here at UNC Asheville, it's not just about athletics. It took some effort from our university communication staff and alumni and
Public safety.
Public safety and everyone, housekeepers. So what a great team effort, and that was obviously one of those kind of highlights in the last 10 years.
And you know, this building's now been open. It's hard to believe it's opening its 3rd year. And it's not just a home for basketball and Bulldog athletics and stuff. It's a home for so many other things. Are you pleased with the events that we've brought in here?
Oh, I really am. And, you know, one of the things that Buffy Bagwell, our Vice Chancellor for Advancement, has been saying that UNC Asheville, and this building is a perfect example of that, we're the connector to the community, whether it's for social events, athletic events, educational events, economic events. There's so many things that happen in this facility that really contribute to the mission of our university.
That's so true, Janet. Now, we talk about facilities. We've got a great facility here, but we want to make the other facilities better as well and stuff here at UNC Asheville. Volleyball has a Justice Center, which we're really excited about, but one of the things that you're working on right now is a home run campaign for Greenwood Field to improve the baseball field out there. And just tell us a little bit about how that's going.
Well, Mike, that kind of fits into this whole plan that we've had through many years, and you've been a part of it, of developing a really great master facility plan that allowed us to upgrade not only this facility, the Justice Center, our tennis facility over at the Crown Plaza, our pool, several of our locker rooms, and now we want to complete our work to our outdoor sports complex. And luckily, we have a group of community members, as so often the community helps us so much, and we have just kicked off a home run campaign to construct a $2.5 million baseball stadium here on our campus at Greenwood Field. So we'll always have Greenwood Field, but it's certainly a nice opportunity to add some infrastructure out there to make sure we can host Division I baseball and other community events.
And this baseball field that's with the renovations that are down there out at Greenwood Field, this is gonna, you know, a lot of these requirements, a lot of these things that we're doing, it's required by the Big South Conference, isn't it?
Our Big South Conference, which is obviously run by our CEOs and athletic directors and the board of administrators under the direction of our commissioner, voted a couple years ago to have some minimum facility requirements in order to host Big South baseball championships. And so, you know, it's time for us to do what many of our sister institutions did, Winthrop and Coastal and High Point, really upgrade our baseball stadium. So we're looking forward to the day that we are actually turning the lights on out there and you are sitting in a press box instead of under a tent.
What are some of the highlights at the new baseball field once the renovations get done? What are some of the highlights that'll be there?
Well, I just mentioned a couple. We'll actually have a press box and have seating for a little over 600, which will be really nice, and the lights, and obviously upgrade our dugouts and our hospitality area and our fencing. So the kinds of things that we really need for a Division I program. And once again, keeping it much like we did with the Sherrill Center and the Kimmel Arena, a facility that can be used for other things. We'll actually have what some people might call hospitality suites will actually serve as classrooms during the day, where we can have study hall and do some academic advising in those areas for all our athletes.
And of course, you mentioned the lights and stuff. We're going to have these. We'll be having lights on the soccer field and the baseball field. And that came from, I believe, the chamber. If you could explain that a little bit.
The Tourism Product Development Fund. We submitted a grant, and we showed through really the work we did here in the Kimmel Arena and our other facilities, partnered with the Sports Commission and our community, that we're willing to host not only great Division I athletics on our campus, but to partner with our community members to bring people and create an economic impact through overnight stays. So our grant was successful, and we got $500,000 to put lights on baseball and soccer. So once again, a great team effort. And
that'll certainly be open to the community, and that'll be so exciting to have not just the Bulldogs out there playing, but so many community members, and it'll also have just an incredible economic impact on Asheville and Buncombe County.
It really will, and that'll allow us to host more of those like collegiate baseball showcases, and obviously partner with our friends from ABYS and host more soccer events here.
One of the things that you've been working on with your staff has been a strategic plan for the future, and you have to look to the future in this ever crazy changing world of college athletics. And just tell us a little about your strategic plan for the future.
Well, Mike, as you know, we've kind of affectionately entitled it more wins, more friends, more resources, and we really believe in that. You know, our student athletes and coaches, as you asked me earlier, what's some of the highlights of the 10 years? Obviously, it's the championships that we've won. And, you know, for our fans listening, they're probably thinking that I'm talking about the championships in men's basketball, the championship soccer team that went to the NCAA, or baseball, or women's basketball. I am talking about those championships, but also the many championships we won in the classroom. As you know, over 61% of our student athletes have a 3.0. And we recently sent out an email stating we had over 2,000 hours of community service. That's a championship.
Absolutely.
So more wins. We want to keep doing what we're doing, but continue to be as competitive as possible in all of our sports. And then the more friends, you know, we really want to become Asheville's team and engage not only with our internal community of our faculty, staff, and students, but also our external community to continue to grow our Bulldog membership, to get more people on our campus. And more resources will definitely come as we achieve those first two goals. And those more resources can be volunteers, they can be people who want to endow scholarships, who get involved with any of our capital campaigns, or those kinds of things that really go into making sure that we are creating a championship culture here at UNC Asheville.
Okay, Janet, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.
You sometimes take the long route just to see what you might discover. If you enjoy finding the art in science and the science in art. If you want to design a career and not just find a job. If you won't give up until you figure it out, then we have just the place for you. University of North Carolina, Asheville.
Welcome back to Bulldog Update. I'm Mike Orr, and I'm now joined by head women's soccer coach of UNC Asheville, Michelle Demko. Coach, thanks for joining us today. And Coach, this is your fourth year here at UNC Asheville. Tell us where you came from and a little about your playing background and coaching background.
Okay, prior to my arrival here in the mountains, I was at University of Nebraska for 3 seasons as an assistant coach there. My playing background, graduated from University of Maryland, had an opportunity to play 5 years professionally. In 3 in Europe, and then 2 here in the Women's Professional League, and then got into coaching, and happy to be here at UNC Asheville.
You know, you're very talented and had a lot of opportunities. Why your first head coaching job? Why'd you pick UNC Asheville?
Well, I wanted to come to a program where I could build it myself. I didn't want to ride anybody else's coattails that had already had success. The program had success in the past, but when I came in, we were on a couple years on the downside. And so for me, I really wanted to see my abilities as a coach to truly build sort of from the ground up. And it's been an exciting 4 years here, and I think the progress has been tremendous. That is the most rewarding for me.
As you've rebuilt this program, what are the things that you're most pleased about that you've come from 2010 to 2013?
I think it's become a players program. So, you know, I have the reins, but I really tell the players that it's your program, I'm just along for the ride. I get to put together the training sessions, but it's really about the culture that has developed here, the commitment to the program. We have a number of players now wanting to stay in the summer to work out, to get ahead in school, and I think just the overall commitment and culture and the emerging leadership that we're seeing currently is really exciting.
You know, last year you won 5 ball games, played really good at the end of the season, and just missed going to the Big South tournament. But you're very exciting offensively, and you have a real unique attacking philosophy. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's a really just a risk. You know, I'm a big risk taker in the attacking side of things, and it's pushing numbers forward. The more numbers we can get in the opponent's half, the more difficult it is for them to get out. If we lose the ball, we have numbers already in place to stay in and defend and win that ball back closer to their goal. So we play in a 4-3-3 formation. Our outside backs really initiate the attack and get forward as if they're outside midfielders. So they play very high up the field, which gives us 2 more numbers in a normal attacking style formation.
I know you're very optimistic about this season, but one thing we've cautioned about is that 18 of the 24 players are either freshmen or sophomores.
Right.
So a lot of those sophomores have got some great experience last year, but this is still a young team, isn't it?
It's a very young team, and I like to think that works to our advantage. You know, they are really getting after it. You know, they don't know really who High Point or Radford or Winthrop, you know, is, and so they get on the field and they just want to get after it. And so I think for us, I'm really looking at youth as an advantage because they're putting in the work, they know they can get it done, and they don't view any opponent as scary. And the players, the returners, especially those sophomores now, the 11, they have come back and they've seen what a first year is like. And so they're able to relay that to the freshmen. And also I think, you know, just in the preseason matchup with Charlotte, that's going to be one of our toughest opponents.
Right.
You know, and so for me to really hold them to a majority of long-range shots from 28 yards out, I think is a pretty good starting point for us. I'm really excited and pleased about where we are right now.
Preseason polls came out a few minutes ago, and the Bulldogs are picked 9th of a 12-team league and stuff. How good can this team be, you think, this year, Michelle?
Yeah, I think we can compete with anybody. When we're at full strength and everybody is healthy, all of the pieces of the puzzle are in place, there's not one team that I would really count us out when we play against. And so I think, you know, it's really going to be anybody's league to win, and that was one of the attractions of UNC Asheville. Anybody can win it, and so I think for us, I'm going to sit back and hopefully we will surprise opponents.
Coach, you've done a lot of great things here at UNC Asheville as a coach, and now you're doing something that's really exciting off the field and on the field as well, and that's the formation of the UNC Asheville Kids Club. Tell us about it and what's going on with it.
Yeah, it's really a program that I thought of in the summer. You know, the idea for it, Mike, is it's important to me to do something bigger than myself and to give back to the community where I live in and get them involved in our university. And so the Kids Club is a yearly membership for 8th graders and younger. They get to come on campus. They get free tickets to any regular home season sporting event. They get a t-shirt. They'll get different clinics with some teams. They'll get interactions with student athletes. But for me, the bigger piece of that puzzle is getting these young people on campus to start thinking about their future. It's never too early to start thinking about aspiring for more, for a greater future. And getting on campus, you know, they're excited about sports, but then we have an opportunity to talk to them about the academic piece and how important it is to stay on top of your grades. And you can have it all. You can go to college, you can have a scholarship. And it's really, you know, it just connects all the pieces of the puzzle for me. And so I'm really excited. Currently we have 23 members, and then we have 86 sponsorships to give away. So the goal is to really get into the community and go to multiple different schools and sponsor kids.
How can someone join?
They can go to our website. It's online, UNCABulldogs.com. There's the the Kids Club flyer for UNC Asheville on the website, and or they can contact me. My information is up on our website as well, women's soccer. And it's really that simple. If you want to sponsor your child, your grandson, your niece, your nephew, or if you just want to sponsor a child in general and give us that sponsorship, we will absolutely make sure that it goes to somebody that will enjoy it.
And how much is the sponsorship?
$25 a year, that's it. It was really important for me that I kept it at a low price that people can afford, because for me the bigger piece is connecting their future and connecting our community with UNC Asheville.
All right, Michelle, thanks so much for joining us today. That's the first edition of Bulldog Update. We appreciate Michelle Demko and Janet Cohn joining us today. I'm Mike Gore saying so long. We'll see you next week.